Today's date is August 31st, 2021, and today Mark and I are going to be putting in a 200 amp panel for on this house he just bought. So we got all of our supplies. We got our unistrut, we have our rigid. This is the part that goes through the roof. This right here is the wire we're going to be using. It's 3/0. It was like $6 a foot. And then we're going to our ground wires right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to clear out the stuff that we don't need on here. So we're going to take this telephone thing off, take all these wires out, get this cleared up and get ready so we can put the hole for the rigid up through the roof. And this has to be at 6 foot, the meter. So we're going to do that, and we're going to put a ground rod in over here. So in the end we'll have 2 ground rods. And then other than that, that's what we're going to be working on. So as we continue on this 200 amp panel, this was set up for an underground feed. Let me show you we have to take these off here because this is made for an underground feed. So we have to move those over here because we're going overhead. So I got to take this off, and then that's where the waterproof rigid pipe is going to go. And we've got our we put a backing plate on here, and then we got some brackets we have to put across to hold the pipe up. So we're going to be doing that after we get this panel mounted. So Mark is going to move those right here because this is the A phase and B phase, and this is ground. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for the riser. It's a waterproof coupling, and okay, that's good. When we're doing something different, take a little video, and then if you have any questions, just ask them.
So once we get this up on the wall, we can resize it and
I'll tell you what, I'm doing this different because of our particular situation. So we're going to put it all up as a single unit, which is never done that. Okay, that's good for that. Now, so when that goes up there, it's going to be like this. Okay, so let's get this. Okay, Mark is identifying the neutral wire. So when Edison comes up, they'll hook the neutral wire, which is traceable to ground. So we're identifying that before we put it in this pipe here. That's a 10-foot rigid pipe. And we're going to put this masthead on the end of that. I'm trying it a little different way, but good job, Mark. As soon as you press it.
Yep.
This is the neutral wire, so
yeah.
Perfect.
So when Edison hooks this up, that's why we put the white tape all the way down through the pipe. So regardless of where they put that,
So they can see which one's
right.
the main.
Okay, that's sufficient. And we're going to take this right here is the neutral bus. Neutral on the panel, but it traces back to the ground rod that we're going to hook up in a little bit. But that's all on the secondary side of this switch.
Oh, okay, I see how that works.
See, now what an inspector wants to see is the copper coming through,
Okay.
and you know, not a lot of excessive insulation sticking out the back. So these have to be, since these are primary wires, these have to be really torqued down.
Okay.
I mean, not
So
to
they
the
don't
point
move
they
at all.
strip out. You can, when you over torque them, that'll break right through there. Then you spell that new spelling word, P-H-U-C-K, E-D, U-P. Okay, so you only want to put about clink. That's it. So we got our neutral wire in. When you wire stuff up, you start from the ground, neutral, and then you work out your way out to the hots. So we're going to run those hots in here next, okay? Okay, here it is, 10 weeks later. No, not quite that long, but anyway, Mark is finally getting the bolt out of the old masthead. And what we're going to do, which is different than I've ever done one, because I've always drilled a hole through the roof.
It is.
So
It's a deck bolt for sure.
so what we're going to do is we're going to put the masthead and all of this together, because I don't want anybody on the roof. Look how steep this is right here. So you wouldn't just fall one story, you'd fall 3 stories. So we're going to cut a notch. We're going to cut a notch in the eave right there, and then we're going to tilt, when we're going to set this on a platform, and then we're going to tilt it up. I'm going to put a rope on it around that tree. Anyway, we're going to tilt it up at a slide in, and the unistrut.
Goddamn, bro.
Unistrut practice straps will hold it up. So we're doing pretty good. Okay, it's kind of hard to see with this camera, but when he cuts through the roof, it will allow us to tilt this whole thing up. We'll have that up there shortly. It's about 5:30 right now. Okay, here we are. We got I got the mounting brackets on right there. I'm going to put the the weatherhead on, and then Mark is going to cut some wires there, take that piece of wood out of there, and Eric right here is going to build a little pedestal for us to set the panel on. So we're going to do this like the flag raising at Iwo Jima, the 3 of us. It's pretty heavy, all of it fully intact. So once we have that, then I've got the anchor bolts here, right here, and that'll go on the unislut. So He's going to build that up to 55 inches. And I hear the boss calling. I might have already covered this earlier, but I'm going to do it again anyway. This is what is called the weatherhead, and this has different knockouts for different sizes of wire that you use. And since we're doing a 200 amp panel, we're putting in what they call 3/0 wire, and so that I'm going to be punching these out right here and hooking this all up, and then we're going to raise this up. Well, the GoPro died again in the middle of the project. So right now what we're doing is we have to notch the top of the... I feel like it's not on the wall. Right, we have to notch this out a little bit right here.
It's not.
So their clamps go up against the wall.
There we go.
The best you got.
So he's going to do that right now, and we're going to close in on the finish of this.
I could cut to here.
Look underneath.
Ah! Fuck! I tell you.
So what we're trying to do is carve that out up there so that this will be flush on the wall and we can bolt it up.
Knock that bitch upwards. You can.
It's gonna be.